educated individuals who live here in the city and cannot be employed because of their status in terms of their academic achievements.
It's Mr. Baraka.
Okay, so first we have to lead by example in terms of Newark City Hall and the Housing Authority and places that we control to begin to look for qualified Newarkers to hire in these places to begin to work there. We need to enforce those ordinances that exist and begin to not give waivers to everybody in the community and hire people from New York and other kind of places. We need to focus on hiring Newarkers. But I think the whole job development thing has to be turned on its head. We've been talking a lot about who has the ability to attract businesses that come to the city of Newark. The first beer companies that came to Newark became because of the water. We have the infrastructure in our city to develop business here locally and attract business in the city because Newark is moving forward in the right direction. So we have to focus inward, outward, not outward, inward, and begin to grow the clusters in our neighborhoods, in our community, and create the jobs on the ground where they are and expand a kind of entrepreneurial spirit in our city to get Newarkers to begin to own their own businesses and hire their Newarkers from within.
Mr. Jeffries.
Again, we talked earlier about the quality of the business environment, which is fundamental to growing jobs in our city. Safety is foundational. When you have 111 murders in the city, and we have the levels of murders we have in many of our neighborhoods where murders have gone up 70%, you're not going to grow the jobs that we need. I talked about earlier as well about three things. The three things we're going to demand, we're going to do in-house, we're also going to do with those receiving abatement, and we're going to also work with our partners in the corporate community to do the same thing. That we hire every qualified Newarker, that we do business with qualified Newark-based businesses so that Newark-based businesses can grow and they can hire more people, and that our children have opportunities for summer youth employment opportunities and also internships during the school year. We're going to do this not only in-house, in terms of municipal workers, where we're hiring qualified Newarkers, and that when the city of Newark buys goods and services on the market, that we do business to the largest degree possible with Newark-based businesses. We're going to also partner with the corporate community. Anybody has an abatement, we're going to demand that. If we give someone abatement, we're taking money from the taxpayers of Newark, giving it to a corporation. We're only doing that if we're going to get a return on that investment. And that return is you're going to hire qualified Newarkers, you're going to do business with Newark qualified businesses, and you're also going to create summer youth employment opportunities for our children as well.
Question over here, please.
Good evening. My name is Guy Sterling, and I live on James Street, and I'm a member of the Newark Water Group, the group that first alerted the state comptroller to the corruption at the watershed. Several times in the last 5 years, the citizens of Newark, sometimes in the thousands, rose up against the previous administration's proposal to create a municipal utilities authority to privatize our water system. I would like to know what each candidate's position is on creation of an MUA to take control of our water, and will you allow members of your slate to take a contrary position? Thank you.
I'm absolutely opposed to the MUA. Never supported it, never will. The water infrastructure is one of the last remaining assets we have at the city of Newark. We used to own our airport. If we own our airport now, we wouldn't have these budgetary challenges that we had. So it's a tremendous asset. We provide water to this entire region, and that's an asset that we have to keep in-house and that we have to leverage and fix and improve so not only that our residents receive quality water, but also to help our budgetary challenge, increase our economy so we can make more investments in safer streets and neighborhoods, more job opportunities for Newarkers, more after-school programs for our kids. Now, we absolutely have to fix the water infrastructure. That is fundamental. The infrastructure is decaying. It's going to cost hundreds of millions of dollars to fix that infrastructure. We have leakage along the pipes. We're not able to accurately bill those who receive our water services as precisely as we could if we're able to fix our infrastructure. So we have to do that, but we can do that while keeping it in-house. We can, if we have to, borrow money against future proceeds on water bills in order to fix that infrastructure now. Now we have to be clear though, when we borrow that money, we're going to pay more in debt service because of the mismanagement of our city council. So when your city council does a sale leaseback, and when the credit rating goes down, that means we need to borrow, the price of that borrowing goes up.
Now. Okay. We know you have a lot to say, but we need to move on. Thank you.
You're going to pay more debt service anyway. If you borrow a bond, you're paying debt service. It has nothing to do with the city council. But everybody in the city now is opposed to the MUA. I don't know where they were when we were opposing it, but they're opposed now. But when I got on the council, when I was elected, they had already purchased the building across the street. They had already outfitted it for offices. They were already prepared to put people in that office. They already said that they were going to have an MUA. There was a vote for it already. They were just waiting for a second vote. I came on and forced them to have community meetings at the behest of the Newark Water Group. So they are the 9-0 vote against the MUA because of the work that we did on that city council and with the people in this community. So not only am I opposed to it verbally, my history shows that I made sure that the MUA did not exist in this city, and I don't agree with any selling or privatization of the water of any kind. In order to fix the water, we need to do what Atlanta did. We need to have either municipal tax options, and we need to get matching funds from the federal government, because it costs $500 million to fix the water in the city, not just a few hundred million. We have to begin to create the revenue and get matching funds from the federal government to fix the water system.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Brenda Toiler. I'm also a member of the Newark. I've also been a member of the Newark Water Group and People's Organization for Progress, and I started the Art of Survival. My question is this: what will you do as mayor to address an unrealized pollution that's coming from the ports, that's coming from the airport, that's coming from a broken down water infrastructure system, that's coming down from combined system overflows, that's coming down from the gas station on the corner, from leaky tanks in people's homes that have oil for heat? What are we going to do as far as legislation is concerned to protect the people? Because we have levels that are taken at the treatment plant, saying that they're in compliance with EPA rules, when EPA doesn't even, that's the Environmental Protection Agency, they don't even regulate all of the contaminants and the carcinogens and the chemicals coming into our homes. What are you going to do to implement legislation that's going to put filtration at the point of use where it comes into our home, and then looking at it again when it goes out of our home because we got pharmaceuticals in our water?
Okay. Mr. Baraka, you first.
Like I said earlier, first we have to support the Environmental Commission. We have to support the Sustainability Action Plan. I think it's a heck of a plan. Everybody should read it, look at it. Anybody that's interested in environmental mitigation and things that are happening in the city, you should read it, right? So I read it several times. The first time was a little rough, so I read it again. And at the result of that, you begin to understand that not only are those things necessary for the life and the development and growth of the city, but they also have opportunities in there to be revenue generating creations for the city. So it's very important to make sure that that happens and to fund an office that begins to do that, to take care of itself. Just like code enforcement pays for itself, there's opportunities for sustainable jobs and sustainable growth and sustainable energy in the city to take care of itself. So we have to invest in that area.
Thank you.
Mr. Jeffries.
First, there's tax incentives and there's resource available that actually help homeowners modernize and have cleaner energy. And if we connect more of our homeowners with these opportunities, that'll enable them to address some of these issues that Ms. Toiler talked about and have cleaner energy resource. We have to again push and fight the State Department of Environmental Protection, the Federal Environmental Protection Agency, to also make sure that these resources are made available. And then at the local level, sharing information, putting stuff on the website, working in partnership with our community-based organizations, working in partnership with our churches, sending people out to the senior buildings, sending people out to our homeowners so people actually have the information that they need. Now, it's very important I have 15 seconds to be clear. We're going to have to borrow to fix the water infrastructure. Maybe the councilman doesn't know how debt service work, but it's connected to your bond rating. And our bond rating went down to 3 notches above junk bond status when the city council did the sale leaseback. So that means when you borrow, you pay a higher interest rate because it's connected to your bond rating. The debt service payment isn't fixed. It's connected to your bond rating. And when your city council mismanages the budget so that your bond rating is 3 notches above junk bond status, then you have to pay more for that bond.
You'll have to stop now. Thank you. Hold on. You're doing great. We're over here. Ask a question, please.
Good evening. I'm Titus Pierce from Pierce for Governor 2017. I have 2 questions directed at both councils.
No, you have 1 question.
1 question. 2 points. All right.
1 question, 1 part.
All right, listen. My question is this. You guys are talking about bringing in revenues to the city. All right, have we taken steps to increase residential ratables? And in terms of increasing residential ratables, have we taken the positive steps to the public to improving the credit condition? Because if we want jobs, right, you have to first start with the home. Economy means the home. It starts right here. The building from the inside starts with the homes. If we start there, then the communities are fixed. Then you have people to go to the good jobs. Do any of you guys have any plans to fix that static issue? Because if not, we're not going anywhere. We can fix commercialization, we can put towers up, but if the credit isn't fixed,
all right.
there's no way forward.
Do we have a question that people understand?
I don't understand the question. Can you state the
Can
question?
you-
I don't understand
Is there a
Can
set
you
of
ask us
policies that
specific-
you guys are going to enact as mayors that will fix the credit conditions of your residents in the city of Newark so that they can buy more homes, construct more
It's
homes, so we can create jobs in residential construction?
Yeah, we got it. Thank you. Thank you for the clarity. It's helpful.
This is an area where I want the city to partner with very effective community-based organizations. For example, New Jersey Citizen Action is probably the leading agency in the state of New Jersey in terms of financial literacy. They are very effective. They are very successful. And in fact, when I was at the state level, we partnered with New Jersey Citizen Action to help Newark homeowners and those throughout the state who are facing foreclosure. And I even see a grandmother in the room tonight who were able to connect with some of their financial literacy programs who was in foreclosure, and through the mediation program we built, she was able to save her home in the Weequahic neighborhood. So we want to partner with those effective community-based organizations so Northers can be more financially literate and are frankly, again, empowered with information. We have to empower Northers with information. Not every credit card is a good one. Sometimes it's good to wait until you can save on your own to buy that product. Layaway isn't always a good thing. Sometimes that car that looks good, you may not be able to afford right now, so let's wait until we're able to afford it. And organizations like New Jersey Citizen Action are very successful, very effective. They have a proven track record, so we want to invest in those opportunities so Northers can be more financially literate.
Thank you.
I think you should be looking for some good news from New Jersey Citizen Action coming up this week. Be happy to announce that. There's a couple of things. You know, when you borrow, your bonding rate goes down worse. So the more you borrow, the worse it becomes. So that's what I'm talking about. I understand that. The other part, if you can't pay for it, it does. Ratables, the city council just voted to make sure the Four Corners project, that there's housing developed in all of the upper level downtown apartments, and all of the retail space that we housing developed up there. What we want to also do is create inclusionary zones, so we have a certain percentage of that is developed for low income and moderate income folks, not only just in downtown area, but all over the city to make sure we develop housing. And we have to also implement foreclosure mediation kind of things where we begin to use eminent domain to keep people in their homes, and we begin to fine banks constantly who put people out of their homes and don't develop or keep up their property. There's a ordinance that exists right now that puts abandoned properties on registers.
You'll need to stop. I'm sorry. Thank you for understanding.